Good morning, Lions fans, and welcome back to the Main Event Broadcasting Network here at the Walker Athletic Complex in Demorest, Georgia. Eric Evanson here alongside Simon Johnstone for a matchup of unique variety, as it will be the Roanoke Maroons versus your Piedmont Lions. Now, I mentioned this is a unique matchup, and it is. This will be the first meeting between these two squads, and with that in mind, the Lady Lions looking to right the ship against an opponent that may not be familiar with them. The Lady Lions come into today with a record of 0-4-1, searching for that elusive first win of the season, and to start off the year after a tough loss to Suwannee by a final score of 5-2. But hey, Roanoke's also coming in searching for that elusive first win, so hopefully these two squads will come out with a victory on the Lions side. And with lineups, we got Simon.
It's going to be an absolutely amazing battle here today, and for your Piedmont Lady Lions, starting in goal, you have Maggie Leager. And then following that, you've got Peyton Gates, Chloe Spradlin in the back, Lily Wilds, Alyssa Lauder, Christina Sierra, Ashley Still, Abby Ryan, Sierra Judson, Haley Rizzo, and number 50, Gretchen Dedolf, And on the other side of the field for the Roanoke, you've got in goal, Hannah Amisager, Michaela Metzler, Lauren Rubino, Cameron Shackford, Kennedy McCullough, Autumn Oster, Emma Barnett, MC Petrucelli, Bree Fulkerson, Ashlyn Berry, and Morgan O'Neill.
And Simon, this is a squad that may be 50-50 coin toss, but the Lady Lions have faced a lot of tough competition coming into today, so that record may be a bit deceptive. Of course, you want to play better in those contests, but they showed some late life in last contest they were in on Thursday in the home opener against Suwannee with a buzzer beater goal scored in the final few seconds. They're hype, they're excited as they celebrate on the pitch, and hopefully looking to bring that energy early in the morning. Hope you got your coffee with you, as we are set for a whole day of soccer, as after this game we will move on to the men's soccer as they look to take on Johnson Wales.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking about, their tough start in terms of a record, they've faced such worthy opponents to being ranked in the top 25 in the country, one of them being Washington University. So they've got a lot of teams and a lot of skill that they had to face early in the season, but they're also, keep in mind, the reigning CCS champions. They're coming off of ring season, ending their postseason on a high, so they're going to be carrying a lot of momentum even if their start record-wise isn't exactly what they had hoped for.
This team knows how to get it done. Timmy McCormack, in his 7th season for the Lady Lions, knows how to get it done as well. As we finish up our final huddles, officials on the turf, fans in the stands. Good place to be on a Sunday. Big Sunday around the sports world. As we know, NFL starting to kick off and start the wheels on their season, but we're more focused on what's happening in Demorest, Georgia right now. So again, for Piedmont, it'll be Leger in the goal, Gates, Spradlin, Wilds, Lauder, Sierra, Still, Ryan, Judson, Rizzo, and Dedolf. And for the Maroons, it'll be Amos Egger, then Metzler, Rubino, Shackford, McCullough, Oster, Barnett, Petrilli, Fulkerson, Berry, and O'Neill. Everybody fans out across the pitch. Maroons in gray uniforms, ironically, and the Piedmont Lady Lions dressed in all black on the other side of the pitch. We are underway. Kickoff at 10:28. Started 2 minutes early, and quickly the Lions getting put into the defensive. Some jostling there. And first clear. And the Lady Lions looking to pounce on that one as this gets deep into Maroon territory. And they'll pass it on back to their goalkeeper, Amos Egger. She boots it right over the head of Peyton Gates. And they'll let that one roll out.
And the Lady Lions are one of those teams that really love to utilize the wings. They have to deal with a lot of midfield conflict, but outside on the wings, they have huge advantages with speed, and they make great runs cutting into the field. So expect a lot of deep balls cutting in behind their back line here today.
Spradlin was on that one. Pulls off momentarily, and a good interception there, as it'll put the Maroons on the back foot a little bit here. It'll pass all the way back to Kennedy McCullough. Now it's Oster for the Maroons. There's Spradlin again for the Lady Lions. Peyton Gates also in the mix-up, losing that one momentarily. Looks like Ashley Still. Lady Lions will get it back to midfield, and they're going to let that one spin out. The Maroons, that is. They're going to let it spin out for a throw-in. Stills. Pacing that ball, now letting it get past her and let her defenders do the work. That's what they're there to do. It'll be another throw-in.
Lady Lions instilling a fantastic high press to start off the match, not giving the Maroons any time to really breathe and making sure those defenders are right on the striker's back so that they have no ability to turn and face them one-on-one.
They're really doing a good job of that, as it's another back pass to Amos Seger. Seems like every time they get deep into there, the defense will just kick it back. And yes, the Maroons are going to get that ball as it's kicked back, but it just immediately makes them reset their shooting lanes and reset the idea and plan of attack before they proceed forward. Alyssa Lotter in the mix there. And a good header on the left side. Tackle and foul. So first foul of the day. And it goes on the Lions. Maroons racing down the left side. Piedmont trying to intercept them, and a good one there by Chloe Spradlin. Will clear it. Spradlin, already a huge player in this contest, has been in between the net and the Maroons anytime they get close to the box. She might have another chance here. It'll roll out. So it's going to be a goal kick for Leger.
Maroons are off to a hot start here, maintaining most of the possession and keeping it on the Piedmont Lady Lions half. While we know the Lady Lions are such a strong defensive team, they're going to have to try to start to find some offensive fortitude, because otherwise the Maroons are eventually going to break them down.
Just hoping the defense stays strong, and a good save there by Leger. Going to be put to the test once more. That one skied over her head, and it'll wind up on the hill. Morgan O'Neill taking that one. It was wide. So go ahead and credit Leger with one save. That was off the boot of Emma Barnett. This one over and intended for Peyton Gates. Gates lets it slip past her momentarily, letting her defense do the work. Good motion there. Just let it get to the teeth of this defense for the Lady Lions and see what they can do. Good job to stop that ball before it rolls out. Piedmont still trying to secure it as it is right near the chalk. Well, it's AstroTurf. Wouldn't say chalk. Fake paint? Something or another?
Colored turf, perhaps.
Good win on the one-on-one. Now the Maroons throw in. And it's another good save by Leger. Being put to the test early. It'll result in a corner kick, it looks like, for the Maroons. But Maggie Leger, already a couple saves. And there again. Boots that one up. Cameron Shackford was on the previous shot. The Lady Lions just unable to get it across that midfield. The Maroons have pressed very hard, and like you said, they're eventually just going to continue to crack away. It's a just a battle of who can get it across midfield next, and Lady Lions looking to do that with this next goal kick.
And if I'm Leger on these goal kicks, I wouldn't be looking to play a ball that's going to be 50-50 or contested up in the air. I'm going to try and build it out of the back because they've finally started to find their footing as they turn it over once again. But they've been struggling to build an offensive possession so far, and with the Maroons constantly finding themselves in the back line of the Lady Lions, it's going to be tough for them to ever start an offensive attack of their own.
Maroons executing a long pass here. It gets past them momentarily. In comes Chloe Spradlin, as that'll get cleared. Spradlin, Gates, and looks like Abby Ryan back there in the right side of the pitch. Sierra Judson on that one and tries to cross it over, but it's going to find its way out. Maroons driving deep into Lady Lion territory. A good job there by Abby Ryan to kind of win the tackle there. And it'll get put out. So a lot of just trying to get the possession away from the Maroons. It's kind of a lot of stop and go going right now, where the Lions are winning these one-on-ones. They're getting the ball away, but they're unable to get possession of it. As just like right there, it was good clear, but it's going to roll out again for another throw-in.
Exactly. They're doing a great ball on the defensive end in terms of limiting offensive opportunities for the Maroons, but overall, the Maroons are constantly finding themselves with the ball, with downward momentum towards that goal. So while the Lady Lions are currently surviving, it is imperative that they start to build back possession of their own, maybe slow down the tempo a little bit, try not to clear it all the way up to the midfield, and try to start an attack from there.
Not a bad plan there. Let's see if they can do a little reset as Leger will grab the ball once more. Maybe a couple of short passes in between your main offensive players and get it up there to Ashley Still, who waits just beyond the midfield line. Clear there and into no man's land. Still boots it over. Ooh, and yeah, have a foul there on the Maroons. Way back to Autumn Oster for the Roanoke Maroons. Lady Lions will pass back to Leger. Like Lily Wilds on that. Still gets a touch on it, but is unable to trap it. Moving in is Peyton Gates. And maybe the Lady Lions can stop the Maroons before they get it across. They're not going to be able to on that one. But if they keep it close here, you really like the opening they create themselves with possibly applying some pressure where it hasn't been before to the Maroons. And that's a breakaway. Ashley Stills trying to win the runway game, and it's going to be booted out by her in a goal kick for Amos Egger.
Good look by Ashley Still, trying to shift momentum there and trying to capitalize on that mistake, or miscommunication rather, by the Maroons. But the Lady Lions finally finding themselves in the Maroons' defensive end, getting a little bit deeper into this first half. They're starting to build a little bit more momentum. I think finding Ashley Still on that check down roll up at the top would be ideal, utilizing their wings and trying to attack from the outside in. So hopefully Lady Lions can keep that possession and look to attack furthermore.
And they're looking for it right here. So Christina Sierra on the right side. His numbers can get small from up here in our vantage point. That one thrown wildly in. No whistle there, as Still shoved to the ground. She'll get back up, wipe off the turf, and get ready to go again. Maroons trying to set up for something here. Gates on that one. Still playing Rover there on the right side. And that pass a little wild. Abby Ryan and Gates continuing the pressure. This will get back pass all the way to Ryan. Ryan kind of tracking it here. Gets trapped by Shackford for the Maroons, and Ryan will clear it.
Good defensive scramble there by Ryan, making sure that she didn't get accused of horror mistake. So good recovery by her end, but Maroons right back to attacking here.
We have noticed a little bit more, and it seems like the Lions are adapting to this play style that Roanoke is doing, and just kind of every time they make that mistake, they're really getting on top of it and trying to move their way to the other side. Leger will get that one. Good job by her to maintain the pressure as Petroselli was moving in, preparing on an attempt, but it fell into her hands before she had a chance. Still on the other side. That'll roll all the way to Amos Egger on the other end of the pitch. Kennedy McCullough. She's been busy on the right side defensively. Good attempt by Gates. Maybe caused a little bit of traffic there as Spradlin's going to be able to intercept that pass. On that one is Alyssa Lauder. Lauder boots it up. Now Lily Wiles handles a tough shot. Hops right back on the feet.
More and more black jerseys heading up towards that 18-yard box. Looking to finally get their first, hopefully, shot on goal for the Lady Lions here.
They've had a chance or two. They haven't been great chances, granted, but just chances nonetheless, and just looking to capitalize on them further as they're in a little bit of scramble. Ball gets into the box, now is promptly put out. Wiles is on that one, trying to win the trap up. Ball's free once more, and Barnett boots it out. Really good pressure there by the Lady Lions as Roanoke was kind of scrambling just get that ball out. It looked like three people on that same ball, kind of not allowing their teammates to get on the one-on-one.
Yeah, the combination of Wilds and Still at the end is really what helped them almost find their first opportunity here. So good job by the Lady Lions.
And across, a clear right over to the defensive side for Piedmont. Spradlin on that. Tries to get it up to Ashley Still, but the kick is a little bit too much pepper. And it'll roll right into the hands of Amos Egger. Good header there. And Ryan watches that one roll out. She quickly collects the ball and gets ready for the throw-in. We'll get another one. Oster booting that one right to the bleachers where her fans are sitting. Hey now. Still. Good cross, trying to get it over to Sierra Judson. Judson unable to get to that ball in time, and really good attempt there by the Lady Lions.
Absolutely beautiful attacking play, and that all started with Still kind of attacking on the outside in, sliding that ball down the middle, almost finding the foot of Judson, but unfortunately just a little bit mistimed there. But some bright spots are starting to show for the Lady Lions as their pressure continues to mount in this Maroons backfield.
And it seems like the Maroons still have the possession swinging in their direction as the Lions take back possession here. Gathering on that one is Lauder. Lauder will allow Didolf to go get that. Didolf pushing on that one. Give way. But the possession's still swinging in the Maroons' favor, but the Lions have really put pressure on that possession. It hasn't been a lot of just kind of clean passes or easy attempts. It's been constant pressure and constant jostling that Piedmont's really put upon them, as Leger is going to get another kick here.
Yeah, and to your point, with those jostling possessions, the Lady Lions are more of a counter-attacking team. They look for those small, minute mistakes that the Maroons may make, and that's when they start to capitalize. They unleash their full attacking force, and they look to capitalize and a counterattack for a goal.
They get past Christina Sierra. Now the Maroons driving deep. Spradlin, good tackle there. Able to pop the ball up. And chasing it down is Leger. Lejay's been very busy here in this first half. Where we stand, we got about 29 minutes left. Judson, a high kick, trying to get it to Still, but that's going to roll out of her reach and out of play. High kick attempt there by Wilds. And now the Maroons pressing down the left side, and Lejay will collect it. A really good job by Spradlin to fly in. And it wasn't the cleanest, but certainly stopped any momentum that Roanoke was hoping to have on that play.
Good shutdown play by the enforcer herself, Chloe Spradlin, making sure that O'Neill didn't really have any time to generate anything of her own. She's great with the feet, but Spradlin there, quick on top of her.
And her and Lejay have really been the MVP of this match at this point, have really been in every single defensive mix-up and have either saved or just completely cleared the ball from any scoring chance that Roanoke may have. Sierra on that. And a foul there. As Wild's taken to the ground, she hops back up. And the Lions will get possession here. Over to Ryan. Ryan gets it over to Judson. Judson trying to measure her way up. Now a little bit of a breakaway here. Still trying to save that ball, but before she can, Roanoke comes in to flag it down. It will be a Lady Lions throw-in, however. Still trying to find somebody, and she's going to look to find Alyssa Lauder. Now the Maroons steal it away once more. The way Roanoke playing, it seems like one step forward, two steps back for the Piedmont. As they get up there, they get close, and the Maroons just swat it out of the air.
The Maroons are doing a very effective job getting the ball back over to the Piedmont Lady Lions half once it finds themselves in their own defensive end. Good move there by Fulkerson, trying to find a deep ball onto the right, down the right sideline, but not to be, as Lejay let that go for a goal kick.
Smart play there. Couple of the men's soccer team making their way, sitting on the stone wall behind the now home goal. They'll play at 1. Hope you stay with the network for that one. They'll look to continue their great start. Marissa Tajon will be in for Gretchen Dodolph, as well as Megan Zeldin-Russ in for Peyton Gates. And Brianna Nine in for Lily Wild. So a lot of just swapping here, seeing what pieces are going to maybe work better in this situation. For Piedmont by Timmy McCormack. Roanoke inside and just wide of the goal. Lejay made a great diving effort for that one. Thankfully, though, she didn't necessarily have to get a touch on that one, as it was well wide and game still 0-0.
And speaking of, looking at new players to hop on in here with those 3 substitutions, you'll see later on Timmy McCormack has an absolute brigade on the sideline, so he is not short of players with full stamina. So he always looks to make sure he's got a fresh group of players in so that they keep up that intensity on both the defensive end as well as their attacking side.
Going for kind of a plug-and-play approach. See what works, see if we can get some more aggression. As the Maroons line up for a free kick. Good curve on that one, but it's going to be promptly cleared by Spradlin and the rest of the Piedmont defenders. Judson was the intended target of that pass. Still at midfield as the Lady Lions struggle for this ball. It'll get past McCullough, and racing for it now is Oster. Coming out of the goal is Amos Egger. She was really out of the goal there. Should the ball have gotten stolen away there, that would have been very interesting for Roanoke.
Curious decision there by Amos Egger, and the only reason I say that is because she caught herself so far out, and if the Lady Lions were a little bit closer to that cleared ball, they could have put one in play and put a goal or a shot on target way quicker and could have been a wide open net to deal with. Luckily for Amos Egger, no Lady Lion was quick enough to the ball to find themselves with that opportunity, so no harm, no foul for that decision.
Yeah, Zeldin Rust was all over her, but she just promptly cleared it. Trying to stay tough with that one is Alyssa Lauder. She's back to her feet. Zeldin Rust kind of thrusting herself into this game, has found the ball a lot on this side of the pitch. So now a host of substitutions for the Maroons. We'll wait for all of them to roll in here, then we'll tell you about them. Look like 4 new players coming onto the field. All right, so Megan Onofre, in for Emma Barnett. Petroselli's out. Brooke Nicholson in. Ashlyn Berry out for Jenna Wadden. Spradlin trying to get on that side and get booted out. Now Judson at midfield. Clears it well into the corner. And the final substitution for Roanoke, it'll be Lauren Fisher for Michaela Metzler. So Judson now kind of taking that roaming striker approach. Stills taking kind of a back seat here as we enter further into the first half. So Judson all alone once more. The ball gets juggled past her.
Perhaps looking for a little bit more physicality too, as Judson has that stronger frame compared to Still, so maybe that could be the difference maker, as McCullough is a stronger defender as well. So that's going to be an interesting matchup to keep our eyes on coming to the close of this first half.
Tag on. Gonna maneuver in midfield. Spradlin. And that'll roll right into the hands of Leger. Judson watches that one get booted out. So it'll be a Lady Lions throw in. Another substitution here. Can't get a view on the number just yet. There we go. Emma Williams coming in for Ashley Still. And Lauder stealing that ball away. Judson puts the brakes on that one. And now quickly thrust into action is Emma Williams. And Ryan comes from far back trying to clear that one, put some oomph on it. But it'll find its way to Amos Egger. So it'll be a goal kick for Roanoke. Spradlin. Now Williams. And tripped up there, no call. They're going to let him play through it. High ball, and Amos Egger coming out of the goal. Judson meeting her right in front of her. Zeldin Rust flanking her on that as well. And that definitely has to be a foul, as yes, it will be.
It's been interesting, almost the dichotomy of the two different play styles here today, because for the Lady Lions, they're playing a lot of long ball, try and get in behind. Right now, Judson earlier was Still. And for the Maroons, it seems like more of a smaller build-up. Amos Egger dishing it out to their back line right away, and then them sort of building it up all the way to the forward. So it's very interesting how one's looking to counterattack and the other one's looking to generate a more structured attack. So it'll be curious which of these two play styles will pan out better in the long run.
Right. It really feels like Roanoke kind of moving in a clump all together down the field, whereas the Lions maybe seeing that clump and trying to shoot it over their heads and maybe beat them in the speed department. Hasn't worked out just yet, but not a bad plan in the slightest. As this gets deep here, Ryan, a big cross. That'll go right in front of McCullough. We'll see if she lets Amos Seger handle it. She does. And quickly, the referee.
Judson at the tail end of that run caught McCullough in the back, forcing her to the ground. So I love the aggression by Judson, but unfortunately just not harboring any results just yet.
Good header there by Lauder. Zeldin Rust over to Williams. See if Williams can control this one a little bit as she looks for a soft reset, and they'll go back behind midfield. Over the head of Brianna 9. Now the Maroons pacing themselves down the left side of the pitch. That'll get past Rizzo and Sierra. This will be a goal kick. Leger lining up in the corner of the box. And the big boot tries to find Emma Williams, but Williams unable to get that one as it was well over her head. And a really tough tackle there by Roanoke, and that's definitely going to result in a foul. Can't do that.
No. Close to the shoulder tackle, just a little bit too far behind onto Williams, which is what resulted in that call in the first place. But Maroons are not going down without a fight whenever they lose a ball, so the Lady Lions always need to be on their toes when they gain possession, because Roanoke is coming guns blazing.
Sierra crosses it over to Williams. Williams struggling with it near the line, wins the struggle. Now tries to clear it over to Zeldin Rust. Zeldin Rust able to hang with it, but the shot on goal, maybe a little bit too far out, and Amos Seger will have it handily. So far, Roanoke has had the lion's share, no pun intended, of shots on goal, and Leger just past the outstretched hand, or maybe she got a touch on that one as it flies out of bounds. But Piedmont just really unable to get close and not a lot of chances in the box.
Exactly right, Eric. It's been an interesting array of attacks from the Lady Lions. A lot of deep balls getting gobbled up by Amos Seger, as well as that one amazing opportunity from still on the wing out to Judson as that ball swung in for Roanoke. No head found.
Brooke Nicholson on the corner. And a good clear there. It'll find McCullough for the Maroons. Spradlin to Zeldin Rust. Zeldin Rust trying to cross it over to Williams. It'll find the head of a Roanoke player. Lauder wrestling for that ball near midfield. Zeldin Rust once again. Ryan will let it roll out. And it was, in fact, a save by Leger. She did get a hand on that one. Shot by Morgan O'Neill for Roanoke. Does not go as planned for them, as it was quickly stopped by Leger. Zeldin Rust, as well as Ryan on that one. And tackle there. And it is not going to go Roanoke's way. Brooke Nicholson on that one. It'll be Spradlin taking the kick for Piedmont. Huge boot down the left side, right over Zeldin Rust's head. Now Lauder trying to get to it, but covering that one is Ellen Miller. Header by Zeldin Rust. 9 will let it go past her to get to Spradlin. Now that ball escapes up the middle. Charging on that one, Gabby Hayes. That almost took out our camera crew. What's up, Matt? Nine. Crosses it back here. A little miscommunication there. As a couple Lady Lions went on that one. Neither one came out with the ball. Now this racing deep, Leger calling everybody off is going to make the grab. She has been busy.
Good check down pass there for the Maroons, looking to get a ball in behind the back line, and it almost paid dividends, just a little bit too much power on that ball, but Leger, great to get off her line so quick and scoop that up without any problem.
Sierra gets a good touch on that one, and it finds Williams on the right side. She tries to clear it up and cross it. Racing on it is Gabby Hayes, and once again, the Maroons will back pass it to Amos Egger. Zeldin Rust and Hayes watching that one intently. Lauder tried to leap up and get ahead on it. That ball out. And it will be a Lady Lions throw in. Zeldin Rust collects it. Pierce, she'll take it. She'll give it to Ryan. Ryan trying to maneuver her way up the midfield, but it'll be stolen away by the Maroons. Tessa McMillan on that, and deep into Lion territory now. Spradlin on it, and it'll be cross cleared. "12 minutes, 30 seconds left. Emma Williams throws it in. Hayes trying to maneuver on that one. But the Maroons maintaining that strong stranglehold over the possession. Zeldin Rust. Now Lauder trying to find her way up. Gives way to 9. Now Hayes. Sierra. Towards the middle. Wide open for Spradlin for a clear. And clear it she does. Maroons driving deep into Lady Lion territory, and Spradlin gets a touch on that one as it'll roll out. And I believe this will be a corner kick for Roanoke. This will be their 4th of the contest.
Lady Lions sending everyone, including their forward Hayes, into the 18 to make sure that they can get ahead on this corner kick. Not wanting to give up a late first half goal here.
Leap into the air, Spradlin. She's unable to get up with it, but the Lions are going to come away with this ball. Hayes trying to wrestle her way up the middle. Goes over to Williams. Williams trying to clear it up to Hayes, see if she can get on a breakaway. All the way back to Ryan now. Williams once again trying to handle the spinning ball on the turf. Hayes racing in. Now deeper than where she's used to playing. Becoming a part of the defense. Sierra is crossed over to the box, and a good job by Ryan to put the shin in front of that ball, and ricochets out of the box.
Fantastic chase down there by Ryan, shutting down that what seems to be an amazing offensive opportunity for the Maroons. Lady Lions, I believe, look to have a throw-in now, shifting momentum towards the offensive attack here.
Be Emma Williams taking it. And this one out, and it will be a Maroon throw-in. Maroons content to set back here momentarily. Savannah Jerome in for Alyssa Lotter for Piedmont. Spradlin blocks that one up nicely. It'll go off the top half of the fence that contains the pitch here.
Great awareness by Spradlin as well, making sure that it's stated as a throw-in and not a corner kick, which is where the ball was currently guiding to go. Another great clear there as well. Her defense so far in this first half has been absolutely exceptional as she continues to lock down any offensive attack by the Roanoke Maroons.
Header there by Roanoke. Back to Rizzo. 9, and Sierra converging on this ball, and Rizzo blocks it up, and it'll get cleared over to Emma Williams. Set up the right side part of the pitch, racing on it is Hayes, and very predictably, the Maroons back past Amos Egger. Hayes pacing with that ball. Spradlin down on the turf, able to collect herself and get back on her feet. She seems okay. Works back up to a slow jog. There's a lot of short passes between the Maroons around the midfield line, trying to get the Lions perhaps a little jumbled up. Hayes tries to get a good trap on that one, but unfortunately unable to with the left foot, and Amos Egger has the ball once again. Sierra. Good footwork there by the official in the middle of the field. And a little bit of miscommunication there as Zeldin Rust was the intended target of that pass, but she had already outrun the ball. Now the Maroons driving deep. Leger off the crossbar. Or rather the bar, no crossbar, the left side of it. And Leger another opportunity, leaping up into the air. But doesn't get a touch on that one as it's high above the net.
Maroons with two beautiful shots there on goal, neither of which are going to find the back of the net. Leger, great dives on both of them. First shot by Moffitt. Second, I don't remember who exactly put that shot up, but just finding the top or just over that crossbar. But finally, the Maroons getting genuine attacking opportunities here, and the Lady Lions escape once again. Finally looking to end this half off on a high and put pressure back up on that other end.
Orendorf on the other end of that shot. And that one that found way above the net. Substitution for Piedmont. Zoe Harrison in for Brianna 9. Williams. Into the newbie Harrison. Maroons pushing their way down the right side. Ryan gives way. Harrison moving her way. Spradlin. Zeldin Rust. Harrison in the middle of it all. And now Sierra on a breakaway, tries to win the one-on-one with the Maroon defense. Still trying to work that footwork. And the foul will go Piedmont's way.
Great defensive hustle there by Sierra, jumping all the way into the midfield and attacking. And she gets herself rewarded there as the Lady Lions look to push up a couple more members of that front attack into their backfield, but the Maroons dropping so back defensively, not wanting to give up another goal.
It's not a bad idea to kind of push the chips in across midfield with the way that Sierra and Spradlin have played in the back defensively. They've kind of been everywhere, so it's not really a bad idea to kind of make sure every scoring opportunity is going to be available the second that ball crosses midfield. And with about 5 minutes left, the Lions looking to make a statement here. to close out the first half. Roanoke stealing it away. Moving on that is Harrison. Now the Maroons once again driving their way into Lady Lion territory. Leger collects it and will kick it off once more. Toward the left side of the pitch, Zeldin Rush trying to collect it before it rolls out. Unable to win that one-on-one as Helen Miller for Roanoke steals it away. Harrison on it. Savannah, Jerome, and Sierra pacing that one. Rizzo flying in, trying to stop it. Leger, another save there. A whistle was blown before the kick was taken.
Maroons going to find themselves offsides there. A good offensive opportunity gone awry due to the great defensive structure by that back line of the Lady Lions. Spradlin once again leading the charge there, making sure that no one is out of line and they all keep that strong offensive trap set up.
Just about 3 minutes left, maybe a little bit more. Williams finding herself back in midfield, sees that ball go past her. Zeldin, Rust, and Ryan. Ryan will be the one who clears it. Hayes was going to try, it looked like, to steal that ball away, but the pass was never received by any of the Maroons. Getting that one out. Looks like Rizzo. Sierra watches the wild pass go past her. And that's a good block by Rizzo and a good clear by the Lady Lions as they'll get it out. Zeldin Rust playing near the line, able to keep it in. Now got a clear pass. It's going to ricochet off the body of a Maroon and be a Lady Lion throw-in. Two minutes remaining. Piedmont getting ready to throw this one in. Trying to find Hayes as well as Williams. Hayes trying to juggle that ball past, and it'll be put out once more by Andy Wimmer. Or excuse me, that's for Piedmont. Sorry about that. That's Helen Miller on the right side. Finds Hayes. And booted Spradlin. On the other end of that. Good tackle there by Chloe. Now Ryan trying to clear it. She's going to find Hayes. Hayes over to Jerome. Jerome towards the middle.
1 minute.
And just a minute left. So we'll wind down the final seconds. Pressure mounting on the pitch. You can feel it. Harrison. Now Lady Lions wrestling for that ball in midfield. I'll roll right into the hands
30 seconds.
of Leger. So as the first half comes to a close, obviously still a lot of pressure, but Roanoke really dominating the possession game.
It's been a great job by Roanoke in the entire first half, moving as a structured unit, making sure that they're prepped, and for the Lady Lions, as we'll get to in a second, they're a little bit more sporadic offensively.
And with that buzzer, the first half will come to a conclusion. A really good defensive clinic being put on by the Lady Lions.
Great job. Oh, sorry.
Sorry about that. Simon, offensively, the Lions still trying to search for an answer, and when they enter halftime, I'm sure the kind of discussion will be, okay, the Maroons, they're having these short passes getting through. How do we stop our big boot clears from falling right back into the defense?
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking about is with Roanoke, yes, they're playing short and concise when it comes to a lot of their buildup, but that big ball that helps them generate their actual attacking opportunity is that ball in behind, which is what I think the Lady Lions want to do. But unfortunately, the difference is Roanoke is waiting for that lane to open up. When the Lady Lions find themselves a little bit out of order, that's when they fire that ball. For the Lady Lions, they see that ball, they look for that deep ball right away, which with such a well-structured team like the Roanoke Maroons, it's a little bit more difficult for them to find those passing lanes. So I'm not against them looking for balls in behind, but I think just a little bit more patience is what's needed for them to really find more scoring opportunities. We got to see one earlier in that first half with the combination of Stills and I'm not going to say Judon. Oh, my gosh. Judson, thank you so much. The combination of Stills and Judson, that tap in, nearly finding the back of the net, just finding itself a little wide. And on the other end, the Maroons getting a couple scoring opportunities towards the latter end of the half as well. One going over the bar, one hitting the bar. So it's been no shortage of offensive attacks on either end, but with the scoreline still 0-0, it's really anyone's game going into the last 45.
Yeah, the defense for Piedmont, really the stellar standout in the first half, looking for a little bit more offensive opportunities to present themselves, and eventually, law of averages, it'll find the back of the net. So we'll step away for halftime and rejoin you. When we come back, it'll be 0-0 for the second half. So getting ready to kick it off here in the second half. The Lady Lions will have that one. And looking for a little bit more offense here in the second half. Obviously still 0-0, but the Lady Lions looking to present themselves with some better opportunities, and it looks like a host of changes that we'll get to.
We talked about McCormack earlier in the match of how he'll use that brigade on the sideline. You'll see all in the blue pennies on the far end of the field, and he's not shy to shift who is starting for the Lady Lions early on.
Williams still in the game. She exited the first half. Still in the game. Rizzo trying to clear that one, and just wide.
Great run by the Maroons. Spradlin tracking her the entire way, not giving her an angle into the goal. So good job shielding it away from there. Spradlin, who was the star performer of that first half, locking down so many defensive plays for the Lady Lions, but she seems to find herself hobbling off the field right now as an early substitution comes in for the Lady Lions, as Judson will be playing in the defensive end for the start of the second half.
That is absolutely not what you like to see, but it doesn't look like anything serious for Spradlin, as she didn't need any attending to by the medical staff. She looks to be back into the regular walk now. She'll just have a few minutes on the bench, it seems. Judson will boot it out. And racing towards that one is MG Gallarelli.
We talked a little bit about the hopeful changes of strategy for the Lady Lions at the end of the first half. We don't know exactly if they're going to employ just yet, but it seems to me like they're slowing down the tempo a little bit more, as that ball in behind looked to be a good window, just didn't find Gates down the left-hand sideline.
Yeah, we talked about just how there's a lot of long passing. There's like just trying to find that back door right into the Roanoke defenses, but unfortunately, the Roanoke defense has been very strong.
They've been a well-organized unit led by McCullough in that backfield, number 11, but the Lady Lions a little bit more life to start the second half than they did in the first, finding themselves in the Maroons' defense early. Hopefully, they're going to find themselves with a shooting opportunity very soon.
Yeah, and you definitely like to pressure that, as Amos Egger for the Maroons has only had one save and only 4 shots to contend with, whereas on the opposite end of the card, it's been 5 saves for Leger and 12 shots by the Maroons.
Leger found herself to be very active too in that first half. Hopefully she has a little bit more of a relaxed time in the second, with the defense having a little bit more structure as the Maroons find themselves on the attack once again.
Rizzo will pass it to Sierra. I should clarify now, as there's multiple Sierras, but first the play action. Judson trying to block that up. Roanoke still in the box, and we'll have the whistle.
Looks to be an offsides call. That first ball in was extremely dangerous down the right midfield line for the Maroons, but not to be. Good defensive hold and an offside trap set up as Judson now looks to clear it away and start the attack for the Lady Lions.
So I mentioned the 2 Sierras. You got Victoria Sierra now in midfield, and Christina Sierra flanking her on the left side. And there is Christina Sierra. Booting that out, but it'll be a throw-in for Roanoke. Past Victoria Sierra. In the entanglement there, Marissa Tacon. And right down the left side, chasing that one out, is Peyton Gates. Once again, if you're just joining us here, 0-0 into the second half. Eric Edmondson along Simon Johnstone and Matt Kadraski over on the camera with you. Matt giving us a good wave over there. Gates on that. Judson from just outside the box clears it through, trying to get it over there to Gattietti. Cleared out. Andy Wimmer also now in the game. Cross inside, Rizzo, and bouncing off the foot of Abby Ryan right into the hands of Leger.
One interesting thing to note that I just noticed is Leger is yet to throw a ball once she finds it in her hands. It has been punt after punt, and 9 times out of 10 it is harboring success, not for the Lady Lions, but for the Maroons as they find themselves on another attacking opportunity.
Leger's going to have to go for a save and an offsides there.
Just found themselves offsides, but we do have a bit of an entanglement here with Leger and striker for the Maroons, number 30.
It'll be Morgan O'Neill.
Seemed to me like she stepped over Leger. I don't think a cleat found body, but bit of a heated exchange there, which didn't result in any sort of card, but obviously tensions starting to rise between the two as frustrations are growing yet to find the back of the net for either squad.
Yeah, the Maroons just continuing this offensive barrage, really. And another cross there. And it'll fall into the hands of the Maroons. Leger catches that one right out of the air. Comes down to the ground with it. And she'll make her way up towards the front of the box. Adjusts the shin guards and gets ready for a punt. Wimmer on the other end of that punt, unable to trap it, as it'll fall into the hands of the Maroons. Gates. Now back passes to Ryan. Ryan unable to find it, but Rizzo thankfully unable to get to it in time as it's going to roll out. It'll be a throw in for the Lady Lions, however. Peyton Gates fighting for it on the other end. And now a throw in for Roanoke. Trying to press their way into the box, and they're able to clear it. Piedmont, that is. Gattietti racing towards that ball. Is going to have to do battle with Kennedy McCullough. Clear by Amasager. Towards the midfield line. The Maroons maneuvering with this one. Wimmer. Now back passing, here's Rizzo, and there is Sierra. Victoria Sierra to clarify there. As now we're driving deep into Lion territory, and Leger able to come away with that one.
Wow, what a course of events there. Deep ball played in right onto the goal line. Leger blocks with her hands, doesn't catch it, lands on the ground. Maroons pleading their case to them saying it crossed the line, but the side line judge right there said no, it did not. So we stay at 0-0, but Maroons continuing to build momentum here, cutting up this back line of the Lady Lions as another attack starts to generate here.
Good job by Victoria Sierra. Good tackle there. They're going to let him play through. Ryan. Cross to no one by the Maroons. Wimmer. Huge boot down the right side and out. Leger has really found herself in the crosshairs of this Roanoke bunch. Really has had to roll with some heavy hits from them, especially in this second half. Of course, she's been doing her job all day long, but just very contentious in the box in half number 2. Some shoving there by O'Neill. Down on the ground is Ryan, but she pops back to her feet. And Victoria Sierra punts back to her, and Ryan attempts to clear over to Gates, but Gates unable to race to it. And there's Leger.
Another strong save by Leger. Safe hands, not letting anything pop out to give the Maroons a second follow-up opportunity. But The Lions need to find themselves getting back into the offense, and I think they just got to slow down that tempo a little bit as the Maroons are moving the ball so well and efficiently and tiring out this Lady Lions defense pass after pass.
It's really been kind of the same plan of attack that was in the first half. As Gattaghetti has been waiting on the other end of the midfield line. Unable to really have any action. Leger's going to hand it off to Paige Kluba. Kluba. Kluba, a huge boot in the air. So a couple substitutions. Kluba in for Rizzo. And Jocelyn Maceda in for Peyton Gates for the Lady Lions. Leger blocks that with the hands momentarily.
Maroons not afraid to let shots fly. Another one on target. Obviously, a fairly simple save for Leger, but the shots on goal heavily in favor for Roanoke. And I'm starting to be curious as to whether or not Piedmont Lady Lions should kind of look to do the same thing, just start peppering the goal, put some pressure on the keeper to make some saves to make sure that they don't find themselves with a free opportunity on a follow-up goal.
This one got a little deep, but it looks like the Maroons are going to clear it. Kluba. Now Roanoke diving deep, and Leger, a sliding attempt there, but no need for it as it goes wide of the goal. Shot by Rebecca Carr. Accidental header there by Andy Wimmer. Kept the ball in front of her for the moment, and Judson, a huge punt, and that'll find its way out. Judson called for it, and she clears it up the middle.
Lady Lions continuing with that run and gun approach, playing that deep ball in. Still no results that look good as the ball bounces over one Lady Lion, and O'Neill back in the counterattack. Numbers not in advantage.
Trying for the slide there is Sierra. No call by the referee as it'll come up clean. A very vicious maneuver, and it comes up in favor of the moment for Piedmont. Victoria Sierra might have gotten away with one there, but it stopped the momentum for Roanoke for the moment at least. And a good block there by Christina Sierra. Kluba clear, and it is going to bounce out near the Lady Lion bench. 31 minutes, 30 seconds left here at half number 2. A couple players go down on that one, but they're back to their feet. Tackle there and a foul. Looks like Ryan's pleading her case, but I don't think the ref is hearing it. And Ryan has been presented a yellow card.
Aggressive tackle from the back on O'Neill. O'Neill has been getting peppered towards the beginning of this second half. And the Lady Lions showcasing their physicality, making sure that the message is sent that no easy balls, no easy touches are going to be allowed for the Maroons as the Maroons look to swing in one to the box here.
They're setting up for a long free kick. taking their time, and now the referee has something to say to, didn't know who that was directed towards, but walk towards the cluster of players. A wide one, Judson off the header, Wimmer pouncing her way and clears it over to where a host of Roanoke fans are sitting. Christina Sierra trying to get that ball out. Tajon back to Victoria Sierra, and Victoria Sierra punts it well out.
Another good clearance by the Lady Lions. Maroons continuing to hold possession, but not yet really breaking the seal of the Lady Lions back line as they continuously hold down the fort, even with the disappearance of Chloe Spradlin earlier that we saw in the second half.
And Spradlin, don't really see her over there on the sideline. She has not re-entered the game, but has not necessarily hurt the Lions to this point. There she is. Looks like she might still be stretching out. It looked like maybe a right leg ailment that chased her from the game. Galar Ali. Chasing that ball down. Wimmer also on the other side of the midfield line, trying to find an opening in a lane. Tagan. That slips past. And a good job by Judson to block that one up. Her and Christina Sierra were kind of playing blinders.
Great.
For Rebecca Carr as she was in the box.
Great cut by Carr into the backfield. Good eyes as well by Shackford to see her in the back line, but Judson, she was the star of that play there, making sure to keep her body in front of them, making Leger's life a ton easier, not even having to put hands on that ball to make the stop.
Just a relentless offense for the Maroons. And you figure with the way the Lions, the plan of attack, it's kind of going to be a launch and see what happens approach, where if they can get behind this offense, if they can get this Roanoke offense and this team to fully commit to one particular push, they're going to be able to sneak in through the back door and find themselves with not a lot of opposition on the other end of the pitch. Maroons playing a little bit of back pass action here. Wimmer racing onto that one. Here's Kluba. Williams able to collect that ball. And it'll get intercepted once more by Roanoke. A good job by Lauder now in the game. Tismelis in for Galar Ali. And Lauder in for Christina Sierra, who gets a break on the bench after playing full minutes in the first half and playing all up until this point in the second. Leger will watch that one sail over her head and behind her for a goal kick. 13 minutes, 27 seconds left.
27 minutes. Approaching 27 minutes.
Or excuse me, heard that wrong from our time guide. 26:55 left. As ball escapes far back. Looks like Dadolph is also back into the game. Tagan wrestling for it.
Referee pocketing the whistle a little bit more than he did in the first half, and both teams going to need to make a slight adjustment, as while it is being called fairly, I think both teams got to want a little bit more calls. So expect a lot more physicality come to the Taylor end of this second half as the ref looks to let the ladies play on here.
It's not a bad idea there. Rather conservative first half on both ends, but with the amount of just pressure mounting and the want to win, definitely getting a lot more physical in half number 2, especially with the amount of shots that Roanoke has. It seems that Piedmont has kind of ingrained that in themselves, that they got to stop this ball no matter what. And that had to definitely be in the team meeting, team huddle during halftime was, hey, you like to just stop this ball before it even gets to the box. And Judson right there, able to not stop the ball exactly, but she'll stop Shackford from pressing further in. Leger kind of motioning, and a big boot will find the Maroons. Lauder racing on that one. Another huge hit there by Ryan. Wimmer trying to collect that one and can't get away there. A little bit too much shoulder presented there by Wimmer. And referee checking on Lauren Fisher. Seems to be okay. Wimmer looked like she was trying to get up for that head, but just was unable to and just hit the shoulder. They'll go for a side kick here. A little short pass. Pass to Dolph. Or excuse me, that's Maceda. Lauder to Wimmer. Cleared by Kluba. Williams. Tagan clears it. Trying to wrestle for this one.
We're going to see a foul called here by the referee, giving back possession to the Lady Lions. A breather that the Lady Lions most definitely needed, hopefully stopping the everlasting attack that the Maroons have placed on them thus far. As another deep ball sent in, turnover over to the Maroons once again.
Smellis hits it all in towards Amos Egger, who's been a lot less busy than she was in the first half. It looks like the Maroons have changed goalkeeper hands. Taylor Gaelic in the net now. Lauder getting crossed up a little bit there. Lions trying to take this opportunity that they were presented by the referee, and that'll get past all defenders and all Lady Lions and roll into the hands of Gaelic. Header there by Lauren Fisher for the Maroons. Williams boots it right to the midfield line. Lauder, clean tackle there, no whistle. Ryan blocks that one up, and it'll be put out by the Roanoke Maroons. It'll be a throw in here, and here comes the substitutions. A host of them for both sides, and we'll call them out as we continue. It looked like about 8 in total. So Dodolph in for Ryan for Piedmont. For the Maroons, Morgan O'Neill in for Lauren Fisher. Ashlyn Berry in for Lauren Rubino. Irene Orndorff in for Jenna Wadden. And Michaela Metzler, in for Cameron Shackford.
Aggressive tackle from behind by Alyssa Lauder. Going to set up a free kick here for the Maroons. Lady Lions thus far have done a great job tracking in the box. A lot of balls have been swung in by Roanoke and yet to harbor any real shots on target. So the height alone for the advantage of the defensive end for the Lady Lions is what held them up thus far.
Continually looking to fortify that defense. First a free kick, then 2 more substitutions for Piedmont. That'll be very wide. So Haley Rizzo will come in for Emma Williams. And Maddie Paris in for Victoria Sierra. So all in all, 7 players swapped out on the pitch. Again, for Piedmont, it's Dodolph, Rizzo, and Paris now in the game. And for Roanoke, it's Metzler, Berry, O'Neill, and Orndorff.
20 minutes left.
20 left here in this contest. That has shown nil-nil fruits to this point. Kluba able to steal that ball away and boots it deep into Roanoke defenses. Rizzo on the other end of that ball blocks it up well. Being really strong with that defense, trying to press upon the Roanoke offense. Rizzo once again in there. Tried to put the boot in front, and Leger a little crossed up there, but thankfully the Maroons a little crossed up in their own right as it's wide of the pole.
Well orchestrated attack there, just a little wide. Leger can breathe a sigh of relief as the scoreline stays at 0-0, but another strong attack started off with another interesting clear by the Lady Lions. We've talked about this a couple times now, where the Lady Lions find themselves with the ball in possession in the back line. Instead of trying to build it out from the back, they decide to send it upfield, which typically results in a loss of possession. So it's interesting if they're going to continue that strategy, trying to keep the ball out as long as possible, or if they're going to try and shift it to try and hold on to possession a little bit longer.
A throw in for the Maroons. Lauder pressing upon this ball and is able to steal it away with a little bit of fancy footwork. Kluba clears it. Wimmer unable to trap it. Another throw in for Roanoke. Into the box across. Rizzo, a good job to put a touch on it. And now she flings it right back out. Good job to slide and stop that one. The ball escapes momentarily. Wimmer. Looks like that's going to go the Lions' way. Roanoke setting up the throw-in. As they back pass it into their defense, Kluba patrolling on it. Christina Sierra also. As we have some more substitutions. Still comes in for Tismelis. Harrison in for Maceda. And Sarah in for Wimmer. Sierra in for Wimmer. Now the Roanoke Maroons find themselves deep into Lion territory. An arrow across and a shot on goal is high.
Good trail after the cross Looking initially, it seemed to be for O'Neal, didn't find her, but the follow-up almost was an immaculate half volley. Leger once again breathing a sigh of relief, not having to do too much work as that ball flies over.
Metzler on that shot for Roanoke. Cleared off the head of Maddie Paris. Harrison trying to win this battle near the line as the Lady Lions looking to press into Maroon territory. But not for long. Roanoke steals the ball away and crosses midfield once more. Kluba. Now Stills, reinstated in the game, pushing her way up. Haley Dornan in for Haley Rizzo. Shot, and that's blocked by Leger. And another save by Leger.
15 minutes.
Good push upwards by Leger, finding the crossbar off of the hand. Heart-wrenching plays, stopping the hearts of both the offense and the defense as the scoreline was nearly opened up there deep into the second half.
Substitution corrected now, so it's Dornan in for Tagan. Rizzo still in the game. Shots from Oster and Metzler. Second shot for Metzler in as many minutes. 14:30 left. Goal kick here by Leger. Near the line, unable to trap that one. It looks like Harrison over there. Roanoke clocking in 25 shots, 9 shots on goal, opposed to the 2 put up by the Lady Lions. Trying to wrestle that one away. Looks like Wiles over there. And a good job to apply the pressure. Looked like Sierra on that play.
Another missed opportunity for the Maroons. That's shot number, did you say 30?
So that'd be shot number 26.
26, okay.
Shot on goal percentage, well, number rather, once I get to it. I believe it was 6. So now 9 shots on goal.
Referee gonna call a foul on O'Neal, claiming that she happened to trip Ryan in the back line. So good eyes there from the referee. Lady Lions retain possession once again. Finally pressing some bodies forward. We see a little bit less defensive players in the back line for the Lady Lions and a little bit more up top. Kluba, one of the names to mention, who's been shifted initially up. Now she drops back as more black jerseys are across that midfield line.
Big boot by Kluba, trying to find somebody on the other end of it. And it's going to roll out. Don't know who had that. It looks like it's going to go towards the Maroons. It looked like a Roanoke player leapt up and got the header on it, and it found its way out. But unfortunately, Lady Lions pleading their case on the sideline will fall upon deaf ears. Good job to steal that ball away. On that play, Haley Dornan. Huge pass back. And a clear by the Maroons.
11.5.
Substitutions for Piedmont. Taken in for Maddie Paris. And Gates in for Kluba. Roanoke executing a long pass there. Now it looks like the Lady Lions defense is going to be thrust into action once more after a brief reprieve. Judson clears across the midfield line. Lauder pacing it along with Still. Harrison now. Still Lauder. Kick towards the back left corner by Dornan. But yet to be, recovered swiftly by the Maroons. Boot right past Leger. Find the black net. 10 minutes left. This contest and some more substitutions for Roanoke. Tell you about them in a moment. So Shackford in for Ashlyn Berry. That's Cameron Shackford. Harrison battling near the line. A throw in for Roanoke. Lauren Rubino in for Michaela Metzler. Jenna Wadden in for Irene Orndorff. If I'm not mistaken, there might have been one more that snuck in. We'll see here in a moment. But Simon, this Lady Lions defense has really been stellar. They're put to a test here. Leger, a save, will pick it up herself. But this defense has been stellar without the star player Spradlin in the back.
Yeah, Spradlin, definitely the number one player we saw in the first half. Her and Leger combined for almost every defensive stop that the Roanoke Maroons threw at them. But in the second half, the defense hasn't really wavered. A couple more opportunities have been granted for the Maroons, a couple more genuine chances for shots on goal. But Leger still holding her own, a couple great saves so far in the second half. And it almost feels like Judson's kind of filled the role for Spradlin, being that enforcer, covering every area she can and making sure that defensive line is as strong as it ever has been with Spradlin in or out.
She's certainly been able to kind of fill the void, like you said, but also be an imposing figure in the backfield, as that's kind of the role she had towards the beginning of this match, where she was thrust into the main striker position once Still exited the game, and she was imposing up there, just unable to get the ball to her. And speaking of Spradlin, she seems okay over there. She's up, she's cheering for the team. Just seems like maybe getting a little bit of extra rest here with how the defense is currently performing.
And if there's one thing we know about Chloe Spradlin, it's that she's got the heart of a lion. She will always be cheering on her team, pushing them to do everything she can, vocal on or off the pitch, and always making sure that they know she's got their backs.
Rizzo, a good clear there. Roanoke continuously pressing. Good block by Lauder. Visiting men's squad making their way to the fence of the Lions' Den. Like we said, we got soccer all day. A couple minutes after this, we'll pick it up with men's soccer. Hope you stay tuned for that one. Men's looking to continue their fantastic start to the season. Lady Lions still an opportunity with minutes left to get the first dub of the season. Pass back to Gaelic. Dernan pacing that one. Measuring it up, tried to stop it. It gets past her. Lauder getting turned around. That escapes deep into the back line. And Leger lays out and grabs it. A lot of focus now in the defense as you see kind of 5 big defensive players back there. That's Sierra, Rizzo, Judson, and Ryan. And in kind of the rover role, it looks like Tegan. Dodolph also near the midline. Gates takes a shot there. And so it'll be a foul, and a big opportunity presents itself for the Lady Lions.
Just under 6 minutes.
6 minutes left here in this game. And Christina Sierra lining up for a kick. She's go for a long cross into the box, and a wide header will find its way up the side of the hill.
Lady Lions finally getting a sniff of an opportunity there. A good ball in and finding the head of another teammate. Just unfortunately too high on the header, sends it over the bar. But Lady Lions finally finding their own footing on the offensive end after being on the defensive end for so much of this second half.
Dornan executed that header, just couldn't find the right angle on it. Found herself in the middle of that play just now. Roanoke now continuing the status quo of pacing their way to the other end of the pitch. Cross in, it's wide. Maroons still an opportunity as they look to find their way in, but Judson finds somebody looking for a breakaway here. Gates, it's over her head, and it goes back into the clutches of the Maroon defense. Lotter over to Dodolph. Dodolph trying to find a way to block it. Tegan now. Leger's got it. Good cross attempt for the Maroons, trying to get into the box and just manufacture something. But again, the Piedmont defense says nuh-uh. Dornan, right near the lion crest in the middle of the pitch, tries to cross over to Gates. Gates trying to play that one as it was played off the chest of a Roanoke player. Gates trying to win this one-on-one. Pass it over to Still. Still trying to get fancy with it. Towards the middle. Dornan, no one home. And Roanoke continues their campaign. Ryan on that one. Towards the center. Tegan, a huge cross.
Roanoke continuously trying to find that last ball into the middle, but yet to be successful because of how strong the Lady Lions defense has been. Roanoke once again on the attack here, swings it now into the middle. Shot on goal, not to be, heads over. Leger not having to do any work there as it changes ends and another goal kick for the Lady Lions.
There's been a lot of kind of frustration, perhaps just being desperate, trying to get that shot in by the Maroons. They have had those really good shot attempts towards the beginning of the second half, but here in the final minutes of this match, it looks like they're just trying to wind up and boot it right past Leger. It's not to be, as it's either wide or Leger's just been on the other end of it. Just under 3 minutes left. As Rizzo collects this ball and will give it to her goalie, who's been outstanding today. Judson tried to race in and steal it. Lauder in a 2-on-1 now. Dodolph up the middle, trying to find someone.
Last 2 minutes.
Once more with 2 minutes. Gates looking to steal it.
Maroons mounting pressure once again, swung out wide to O'Neill. She's going to look for a ball in here.
Cross.
Swings it in.
And right past the net.
90 seconds.
90 seconds left.
Of course, if you're new to the NCAA rules, once it hits 90, the game is done. There's no extra time for these matches, so every second counts. Every time a ball rolls out, it's important to get it as quickly as possible, as you can see what the Maroons are trying to do here.
Judson a header towards the center. Rizzo looking for a big cross here. Arya Solano with 1 minute to go. Solano driving towards that. Now Tegan and Roanoke got a breakaway, and thank goodness for Leger. Lays out, makes that grab. 35 seconds. Leger, a big boot, trying to cross it and just find any sort of answer on the other end. Gates wrestling for this ball. It'll find its way out. Gates taking a little bit of time here. A long throw, trying to trust the wheels of Solano. Gates back over. Here's Lauder. Lauder, a little bit fancy, moving her way up. With 8 seconds in the box. And offsides. And that is going to do it. So the match will end in a draw. A defensive clinic put on by the Lady Lions, but really unable to open up a shooting lane on the other end. They tried a lot of pieces on the bench, but unfortunately, none worked.
Yeah, and they tried a lot of different looks, rotating Judson forward, backwards. They tried moving up defensive players into the front line of attack, sending more bodies forward, especially in the middle of that second half, trying to start something, but nothing was really generated throughout that game for the Lady Lions. Just a couple shots, and I believe only 1 or 2 on actual target. So a tough shooting night here for the Lady Lions, but the highlight 100% was their defensive end. They shut down a barrage of attacks by the Maroons, stayed strong with their resolve throughout the game, and made sure that they would keep it at 0-0 at worst.
So the Lady Lions will move to 0-4-2 on the year, second draw. And we'll prepare for our men's soccer match coming here in the next few minutes. So if you want to stay here on the broadcast network, hey, you're more than welcome. But your final in 90, 0-0 in our women's soccer match. And for Eric Edmondson, Simon Johnstone, our cameraman Matt Kodrowski, and our boss Danielle Percival, we're signing off here for women's soccer. See you here in a few minutes for men's soccer as they look to continue